Hey there, Grumpy Old Fart here. I'm doing an AD&D story on when the Dungeon Master isn't ready. But before I get into it, I'm gonna mention a few things here. I do a lot of political stuff, and sometimes my political stuff gets flagged because, conservatives are censored on YouTube and other places. I have a channel called Grumpy Old Fart over on Rumble. If you enjoy my political stuff, you can also subscribe to me over there. If all you like is my gaming videos, I have another channel called Grumpy Old Gamer, where all of my gaming videos go. If you enjoy UFO stories, unexplained phenomena, alien abduction videos, that kind of thing, I have another one called the Grumpy Old Ufologist, if you want to go subscribe there. But anyway, sometimes they flag my stuff and I can't post on Grumpy Old Fart for a while, so at least this way I can still post the gaming and the unexplained and UFO stuff. And again, on Rumble, they don't censor. So, okay, let me preface this by saying that the game needs more quality dungeon masters. If you've been playing a while and feel that you have a working knowledge of the rules and at least know where to look stuff up, in case you get, cornered or whatever, then by all means, jump in with both feet. Just a few things to remember. This is just some advice from an old hack gamer. Dungeon master, running a game, dungeon mastering, is kind of like life. There's always something more to learn. I still learn stuff. I've been running Advanced Dungeons and Dragons since 1979, since 1980, and I still learn stuff. Listen to your players. They can teach you more, even through their own ignorance, than any book can. Don't be afraid to ask questions, especially if it's something you don't understand. The only stupid question is one you don't ask. Don't be afraid to look something up. Just don't bog the game down doing it. When in doubt, improvise. You can always research it later and explain it to your players. Improvising can be really good. The moment you think you know everything is the moment you need to pause running games and go find one to play in. You'll be surprised at how enlightening playing in someone else's game can be. When in doubt, bullshit your way through. Because, it helps. Read books on the subject matter in your game. Rule books can only take you so far. If you're dealing with a grand game, dealing with gods and heroes and like that, read books on mythology. If you're dealing with a political thing, go find books on medieval politics. If there's a big battle going on, go find books on medieval warfare. If somebody's laying siege to a castle, go find a book on siege warfare. Rule books are great, but they can only take you so far. And the main thing you have to remember if you're going to run a game, consistency. 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 The rule that applied yesterday has to apply today, and it has to apply equally to everybody. Okay? Now, on with the gist of this. I've been playing since 1976, and I've been running since 1979, 1980. This is just advice from an old hack. I was invited to play in a game years ago. The Dungeon Master was a controlling SOB who basically got away with a lot of things that I would never dream of. I would never put my players in that position. And giving a few examples of this, my light riding horse cost me 150,000 gold pieces. This horse was too stupid to drink water from the river or to eat grass by the side of the road. In the same game, my character took damage for not stating that I was going to the bathroom. This guy should never have been running a game. One of my players ran a game and I agreed to play. There was literally no adventure. Go check out my video, Adventureless. One of my players ran a game where our first level players all contracted waterborne diseases and died in the first 15 minutes. Shortly after that, we rolled up new characters, and spent a lot of time making up these characters, and then we contracted another disease and died off. At that point, we said, if this is all it's going to be, we're not going to play. I was invited to play in a game where the dungeon master killed off the entire party every hour or so. And this wasn't through disease. This was through, overpowered monsters. Villains would show up and hack us to death. And, stuff we couldn't avoid. The players basically got tired of it. You want to match the challenge with the players and their characters. A number of times I would be playing in a game where nobody was having fun. The dungeon master was arguing constantly with the players. Invariably, another player, or several of them, would beg me to take over the game. That's happened a number of times. And I hesitate to do that because I try to give other dungeon masters their due, but sometimes it's a necessity. What all this boils down to is that players should not be hesitant to step down as a dungeon master if they aren't ready. Good players can tell, and you don't have to listen to the players across the table to know. You should be able to tell when you're not ready. And the game needs players. The game needs dungeon masters. But I recommend getting some experience under your belt before you try the ladder. Playing is fun. Enjoy that for a while. The knowledge will come. All right. You folks have a good day. God bless one and all.